of the best, the lively and colorful Riverwalk. Just part of what makes San Antonio such a great town. Welcome, everyone, and what a game we have for you tonight as we get set to bring you NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Clint Capella's game is based on activity. He said, I'm going to outwork you the whole game. Maybe it's not on social media, but it's efficient. I'm not thinking I want to look nice or I want to make a nice move. I'm thinking about dominating the paint. Guys, I'm thinking about dominating sideline reporting.
You already do. You and he are winning players. David, thank you. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Paul George.
His effective field goal percentage, a favorite stat of the analytics crowd, has been on the way down over his past 10 games. His game isn't as well-rounded as it needs to be.
And the Clippers starting five. Batum is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Plumlee. Then it's Paul George. And for the Spurs, we've got Josh Hart. Anthony out there with Clint Capella. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Griffin in at the small forward. For the teams that are clearly rebuilding, Greg, should they simply play the young guns no matter what, or should they make them earn their minutes?
I think there should be a combination, and as long as guys are pros and really approaching the game the right way, you want to give them an opportunity to grow, and also it gives you a chance to evaluate.
Pass to Anthony. Simmons against George. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's something you hate. You're trying to come in with an aggressive mindset, and that early foul could take you right out of it.
And San Antonio has possession. They get it back. And the dunk by Capella.
The muscle Capella brings packs a punch, especially when he's hitting the offensive glass.
Outside, George. Guarded by Simmons. Back to George. From outside the arc. And that one is off. It's the Spurs taking it the other way. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Out to Anthony. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now the pass to Capella. Shoots over Covington. Good D by Covington.
That's a good opportunity, but he needs to go up a little stronger, in my opinion.
Here's George. Rebounded by the Spurs. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Great scoring output from that second unit. Such a luxury to have that extra ammunition.
Now here's Anthony. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Shoots over Batum. The shot by Anthony, no good.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Pass to Plumlee. Outside, George. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Simmons passes to Capella. Good work there as it goes. Capella's got his second basket of the night.
An intimidator himself, Capella's not shying away from a little contact.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Simmons with the defensive effort.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Now here's Hart. 11-point game his last outing. Outside, Simmons. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Griffin. All 3 off the mark. Clippers trail by 4. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. And the drought down low. Here's Plumlee, and the layup's good off the glass.
And the lid comes off the basket after 4 straight misses. They finally get one.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Well, Mason Plumlee, Steve, as we know, one of 3 Plumlee brothers to play in the NBA. Miles and Marshall also had time in the league.
It's incredible, Kevin, to get 1 kid into the NBA, but 3, that's unreal. So give their parents lots of credit. Perky and Leslie Plumlee both played college basketball. Both of them put in major driving miles, taking those kids to all their tournaments.
Now here's Griffin. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Capella kicks to Simmons. Shot clock at 6. Anthony looking it over. Here's Capella.
Teams are always looking for guys like Covington who can defend multiple positions.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
I mean, that's a good job working the ball inside and getting a quality shot.
Now Simmons. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Cleveland.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
And Hart, the last pick of the first round in that 2017 draft. And not sure why so many teams passed on this talented young man, but boy, he is terrific.
First free throw is good. And the Clippers making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. And he makes both free throws.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Passes to Plumlee. Shot from 16. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Hard bounce pass. Batum against Griffin. Outside Anthony. 3-pointer. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
And the shooting form of Anthony just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Now here's George. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Covington passes to Westbrook. Good on the 3-point shot.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
Here's Anthony. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Good D by Covington.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Here's George. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Outside Griffin. Pass to Hart. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. Clippers trail by 4. Westbrook scanning the floor. Over Simmons. Offensive rebound. And Capella sends it back.
What a block by Clint Capella. Flying in with those long arms for the no.
and just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
A different look for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is checked in for Plumlee. Norman Powell comes in for Nicholas Batum. Mann subbed in for George. Now here's Powell. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Spurs leading by 4. Here's Vassell. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. The feed to Capella. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. To the inside. Powered down with both hands.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Here's Vassell. Releases. The Spurs getting another chance here. And there's the pass to Vincent. Back to Griffin. A second chance effort. And Covington sends it back. Pass to Mann. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. We felt it. Even over here we felt it. Clippers trail by 4. Capella covering. Driving the lane. Vincent misses, and Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against Cleveland.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejections.
This was their game plan going in. Make shooters uncomfortable by challenging every possible shot.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook.
Coming onto the floor for
Los Angeles on D, trailing by 4. Vassell, the pass to Oladipo. Five on the clock. Passes it to Vincent. Here's Griffin. They grabbed their own miss, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Clippers trail by 4. Gordon goes in, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
So Oladipo will bring it up for the Spurs. Pass to Vassell. Now Griffin. Back to Capella. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Covington's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Mann can't hit. Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game a loss to the Pelicans in New Orleans. Oladipo goes in, and Covington sends it back.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth.
The pass to Vincent. A 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And known as a combo guard, Big Oladipo has some point guard level passing skills in the body of a 2.
Now here's Gordon. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Driving in, and he converts the layup.
Eric Gordon.
1:31 left to play in the first quarter. Vincent the pass to Oladipo. He kicks to Griffin. Powell with the steal. Outside Gordon. Here's Mann. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And they call an illegal screen here.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
A different look now for San Antonio. Derek Favors checked in for Capella. Cody Zeller comes in for Blake Griffin. And Devontae Graham subbed in for Vincent. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Oladipo dishes to Favors.
Favors will never turn down a chance to dunk it. A powerful presence who really intimidates defenders with his athleticism.
Here's Mann. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Terrence Mann. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Graham. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Pass to Favors. Back to Graham. Oladipo outside. That's tipped.
And this is what staying active can give you. Morris sending that one back with authority.
Here's Gordon. Zeller grabs the board. Oladipo against Gordon. Oladipo taking his time here over Gordon, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Spurs out in front. They lead by 3. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And the veteran Derek Favors, now a reserve, but he understands his role.
Come out on the court, just going full speed. As soon as we come out, make plays, be vocal out there.
And Greg, he's an impact player defensively.
And kind of an old school big man, a throwback. He moves his feet well for a big guy, and that is so valuable in today's game.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
We've got Zeller. He's out there with Favors. Devontae Graham is out there with Oladipo. And it's Vassell in at the 2. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
At the line for 2.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for San Antonio.
Their passing has been excellent here early. A lot of their baskets coming off an assist. That should set a great tone for the rest of the game.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And Graham drops them both. And we've heard some talk, Greg, about the possibility of NBA expansion. What do you think about that?
Kevin, I think it would be great for the league. I mean, I played in Seattle for a season, and I know they would love to have a team back in the great Northwest.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. Kawhi Leonard keeps it simple. He says, I'm trying to be the best player I can be. I'm happy with what I've done in my career, and I'm just going to keep on from there. It's not about being famous. It's about playing basketball and having fun on the floor. Well, he is famous, Kevin, and he remains focused on the court.
Agreed, David. It has served him well. Thank you. And here is Los Angeles now after the basket by San Antonio. Graham with the rebound. Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game lost to New Orleans. And it's Favors that time on the assist by Oladipo. Now it's a 6-point Spurs lead.
Oh, yeah, when a bigger guy like Favors runs down the court like that, it helps open up the offense.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. It's Powell on the wing. Graham defending. Clock at 6. The shot by Powell, no good. San Antonio leading by 6. Graham with the ball. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Oladipo outside. Shoots over Powell. Favors trying to break free. And another basket for San Antonio.
Nimble play there from Oladipo in the paint, navigating around the defense and getting that one to go.
Got that bucket. Powell's got 7.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
And here is Graham. 9 points last game out. Passes it to Vassell. Lobs it up for Favors. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Oladipo against Gordon. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That is his first foul of the game. Griffin's checked in for the Spurs. Ben Simmons comes in for Devin Vassell. And a switch here also for the Clippers. George is checked in for Norman Powell. In the corner, George with it. There's Gordon with the 3. The shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Stolen by George. Guarded by Simmons. Back to George. Kicks it to Gordon. Clock at 4. Guarded by Simmons. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Here's Graham. The offensive rebound. Favors in the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. Pass to George. Los Angeles with another miss.
He's been scoreless for a while now. They're still trailing here. They might want to move to some other options offensively.
The pass to Griffin. From the arc. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists tonight.
Well, we know Simmons can do this. At 6'11", I don't know that anyone in the league has his vision.
They get it again. Spurs leading by 11. To the middle. Picked off in midair. Pass to George. Over Zeller. George with the bucket. George has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Passes it to Graham. Back to Simmons. Dishes to Graham. Griffin against George. It's stolen. Now the Clippers moving it up. Guarded by Simmons. Back to George. Misses the 3. Spurs have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. And Steve, we know about Paul George, a fantastic outside shooter. He's been an elite three-point artist for some time.
Paul George can get a shot up over most defenders. That's why, Kevin. has a career three-point percentage that's creeping towards 40%, and he seems to be getting better with age.
First one falls for him.
And it's hard to look at Simmons and not get excited about his potential. He's still got a lot of developing to do as a player, and he's ready to put in the work.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Griffin's checked in for Favors. Josh Hart comes in for Devontae Graham. And Vincent subbed in for Cody Zeller. So he gets them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here is George. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the lead.
You know, Greg, sometimes it's just hard to quantify defense, but some new age metrics really value basic quality.
And there's a stat called defensive box plus minus that measures how good your team is with you on the floor. Year in, year out, Mason Plumlee is top 20 in the league, proving his overall effect on a game on the defensive end.
Smitty, last year at the play-in tournament, the late season really heated up. Do you enjoy seeing teams work extra hard to secure their positions?
Kevin, I loved it. There was no time to rest for those teams that wanted to fight their way out of the play-in. And like you said, at the end of the season, we had a lot of drama.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
To the paint. Pass to Westbrook. It's good. Westbrook's got 5.
Absorbing contact so well. I mean, you really got to hit Westbrook if you want to stop him from scoring.
Simmons against Plumlee, and then Simmons slams it in.
And the amazing moves of Simmons. He's just so much fun to watch with the ball in his hand.
And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Hart finds Griffin. Here's Vincent. Back to Griffin. Over Westbrook. Goes back up. And that one's good. Griffin's got the lead up to 12 now for the Spurs.
Great effort by Blake Griffin. Coaches can draw up whatever they want. Sometimes it just boils down to effort.
Feeds it to Westbrook. Over Vincent. Westbrook can't get it to go. Spurs leading by 12. Here's Simmons, and then Simmons slams it in.
You can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. His confidence just soars when he slams it down like that.
LA's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Plumlee against Griffin. But Trey, that's his first basket of the game. 1 for 6 and looking for more.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Here's Vincent. That shot is off.
Get that weak stuff out of here. That's embarrassing.
Westbrook with a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range. San Antonio's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. George against Simmons. There's the drive, and he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
Look at the power Simmons puts behind his drive, making it tough for the defense to stop him.
Clippers trail by 13. Outside, George. The pass to Westbrook. Back to George. Sweet little floater. He's got 5.
Man, I'll tell you, when you get your floater game going, it's a tremendous weapon.
Now, here's Hart. He's got 6, and that one's good. Griffin.
And great job from beyond the arc this quarter. They are now shooting the 3 at almost 60% for the game.
And George now top of the key. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Rebounded by the Spurs.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
As you've seen, they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
Now here's Griffin. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. That one falls. Griffin's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, the reason why they made the adjustments they needed to make, they are executing.
And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, here's Hart. He's covered by Westbrook. Pass to Griffin. Lets it go with a 3. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And he's now made 3 3-pointers here in the second, starting to get it going.
And the Clippers call time here.
It's pretty inevitable that a player's physical gifts may diminish over the years. But one thing about Blake Griffin that will never go away is his leadership ability.
I totally agree. He's one of the most respected players in the NBA, and that will continue even after his playing days are over.
Now, here's Covington. Powell, the pass to Mann. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And the Clippers miss again. San Antonio leading by 19. Right wing. Back to Anthony. Shoots over Powell. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And Plumlee kicks to Westbrook. Pass to Powell. Out left to the wing. Will it go? And too long on the shot.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Outside Anthony, over Westbrook. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's San Antonio with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what did you see in the first half?
We had ball movement. You know, we weren't in mud. Guys were in attack mode. Nobody held the ball. You know, you pass, catch, or shoot. And we did that a lot in the first half.
Yeah, you had them swiveling, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They did lead by as many as 7 points in the first period. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, when you pass the ball the way they have, Ernie, I mean, this is the kind of scoring line you expect. The guys are in total sync, and the difference is the ball movement. I mean, they're moving the ball
head striking.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
They need to give more energy and effort on the boards. Rebounding delta has been one of the main issues for them. Probably is they're getting bullied. I'm not sure they have the players to change that.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Clippers trail by 21. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Batum. Plumlee out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Paul George. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. The shot's good from Plumlee. Plumlee's got the first basket of the third quarter for Los Angeles. Here's Simmons. Pass to Capella. Back to Simmons. And he drives in. Paul George with the steal. And they're moving it up. A floater, and it's good on the way in. 7 points in the game.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
And the pass to Anthony. And he lays it straight in. Anthony's got his third basket of the night right there.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Now here's Anthony. He has 7.
His inability to make shots has not brought this team down. That shows you their resourcefulness.
George finds Covington. Now Plumlee. Over in the corner, Batum. And there's Paul George on the assist from Batum. 8 points for Paul George.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Pass to Carmelo. Now here's Hart. Drives to the hoop. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Guarded by Simmons. And Capella sends it back.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Griffin against Batum. Now here's Griffin, guarded closely. Back to Anthony. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Marcus Morris is checked in for Los Angeles.
Clippers substitution. Marcus Morris Sr.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 17-point game. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Covington's shot is off. San Antonio's gone 5 of 9 when they put up a 3-point shot tonight. Outside Anthony. Back to Simmons. Here he goes. And Simmons slams it in.
And how about the slashing ability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive mentality.
Now, here's George, defended by Hart. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Outside Griffin. Outside Anthony. The Clippers grab the miss. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Passes it to Batum. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Covington. Los Angeles with another miss.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. There's the dish to Capella. He feeds it to Griffin. 14 feet away. That's short off the rim. Clippers trailed by 19. A floater. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 11 rebounds in the game. Simmons against George. Simmons with it. 10 points for him. In the corner, it's Capella. Back to Simmons. From deep three-point range, Spurs working now with a new shot clock. And that one, good. Capella's got 8.
This is where Clint Capella makes his bread, imposing his will in the paint.
And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 9 points in the game so far.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
It's hard to disagree with the timeout here, as the team badly needs to regain focus. They're out of sync offensively, way too many turnovers, and looking frustrated. They need to get back to their pace, their brand of basketball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Derek Favors checked in for Clint Capella. Cody Zeller comes in for Anthony. Devontae Graham's checked in for Josh Hart. And it's Oladipo in for Simmons. Now here's Griffin. Three-pointer, Graham. Westbrook with the nice D there.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence. Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
Here's Graham. Takes it inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Spurs lead by 19. Clippers have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Outside Gordon. Five to shoot. Rebound San Antonio. Zeller's got 5 rebounds tonight. And here is Graham. Back to Zeller. Outside Griffin. Three-pointer. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Mann's checked in for the Clippers. Kicks to Gordon. Pass to Mann.
Hey, yo, right here, right here.
There's the pass to Gordon. To the paint. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Assisted by...
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Spurs leading by 17. Here's Graham. To the wing on the left. Favors in the post. The feed now to Griffin. Lays it up and banks it in. Griffin's got 11 points.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
And the explosiveness, incredible. I mean, Westbrook just taking off like a rocket towards the rim on these drives. And now in the second half of his career, Russell Westbrook wants rings. He knows he's getting older and has no time to waste. It's why he plays with such passion.
Now, here's Oladipo. That one goes in. Oladipo's got his second bucket.
Just sheer determination. The contact was there, but Oladipo showing real toughness gutting through.
A little undersized at the 4, but he can get off the ground.
San Antonio's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Pass to Griffin. Fires for 3. Here's Favors. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Eric Gordon.
That one's on Eric Gordon.
A big body inside. If you're going to foul Favors, you better wrap him up.
And Westbrook's high motor is why we love him. He goes out great and competes every play in every game.
No doubt, but I tell you what, he's tired of missing out on the NBA Finals. This is a guy that is hungry to get back to that stage. It'll be interesting to see if he can get it done.
The first one falls.
You know, the shooting ability of Derek Favors combined with his size makes him a hard matchup for most defenses.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Plumlee's checked in. And so Favors nails both of them. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing by 19. Shoots over Griffin. Favors with the rebound. Favors got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now, here's Oladipo. Passes to Graham. 6 to shoot. Here's Favors. Lays it up off the glass. Favors got 10 points in the game.
Man, that's a big dude. But Derek Favors shrugging off contact and helping his team.
Graham against Westbrook. Favors with the rebound. San Antonio leading by 21. Here's Graham. Westbrook with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. The Spurs making a switch here. Vincent's checked in. 1:51 left here in the third quarter. Here's Vassell. Just 5 on the clock. Now Griffin. And with the rebound. From 12 feet out. San Antonio with the rebound. Griffin's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Vincent. He's guarded by Plumlee. Feeds it to Favors. And he makes good on the layup. He's got 12.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Westbrook drives in. Plumlee trying to break loose. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Athletic finish off an explosive drive. We've seen this movie before, folks, starring Russell Westbrook.
Now here's Griffin. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. It's Oladipo on the wing. Jacks up a 3. Vincent's shot is good. Vincent's got his second basket of the night.
And we know about Oladipo as a scorer, but he's a team guy first and loves to make the right play.
We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Spurs passing it around. Fires from deep. They get it back. Favors finds Griffin. Oladipo right side. Here's Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
Derek Favors is a strong-willed player who fights for extra possessions. You gotta box this guy out whenever a shot goes up.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Spurs running away with it. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Favors is out there with Griffin. Then it's Vincent, and it's Vassell in at the shooting guard position. That's the San Antonio 5. Pass to Vincent. Shoots the 3. Drills it from outside.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
I mean, defensively, if you have any hope of coming back in this game, you can't afford to give him those looks.
Plumlee, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Hustle points count just like any others. That's a great play.
And the pass to Matthews. Here's Vincent. In the corner, it's Griffin. And back in the day, Greg, Allen Iverson got criticized for devaluing practice. Now we've got healthy players sitting out of games. Has load management gone too far, you think?
Not a practice, but a game. We got guys missing games, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. But honestly, I'm really all for load management in this regard. If I owned a team and I had to invest $200 million in a player, I want to do everything I can to prolong my investment. And the reality is we've got our stars playing at unprecedented lifts at higher levels later in their career. So I'm all for doing what we can to prolong the careers of our very best players.
Vassell, no good.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3-ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Dishes it to Plumlee. Here's Preston. Rebound San Antonio. Favors got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Pass to Man. Plumlee trying to break loose. Passes it to Preston. Pass to Plumlee. Here's Man. He's covered by Favors.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. The pass to Vassell. Griffin with it. Matthews scanning the floor. Back to Griffin. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Coffee gets it to go.
High percentage look. This is what your offense is designed to do.
San Antonio calls timeout. And Greg, you were a hard-nosed defender. Would you be frustrated at what they're calling a foul today?
You know, I would based on how I played, but if you grew up in this era, this is just the way the game is, and you have to adapt and adjust, and that's what you're seeing with the players. Guys can defend it every bit as good as they ever have. In fact, I would argue they're better defensively today because they're not allowed to grab and hold. So the league is focused on offense. The fans seem to love it. But at the end of the day, you still got to get after it defensively. And a look at Gabe Vincent. He is not afraid to look for his shot.
And Greg, Vincent has a good nose for the game, but he needs to be a bit more consistent with his shot. He has the touch, just needs to refine it when he fires.
And he hits the first of three. Gordon's checked in for Mason Plumlee. And he sinks the second.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
And he makes all three. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Outside Gordon. Shoots. And it's good off the back rim and in. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Simmons against Batum. Outside, Simmons. Down low, Covington with the steal. With some arc, and it's Gordon missing. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Simmons passes to Bissell. Simmons on the wing, defended by Batum. The drive by Simmons. In the corner, it's Gordon. Gordon with another miss.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
Here's Griffin. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 6 points for Blake Griffin.
You know, it's not just the power of Griffin, it's the skill set. Reliable inside.
Outside, George. Got it. Good job in the low post.
I mean, he's hard to stop once he gets to the rim. That's a beautiful play.
Batum against Simmons. Pass to Vincent. Outside, Simmons. Clock at 6. Passes it to Griffin. Over Batum. Griffin's shot is off.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
Count the basket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
San Antonio leading by 23. Outside, Simmons. And Greg, the league's in a great place for talent. So many incredible players just entering their primes. You excited where the league is right now headed?
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Guys like Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the list goes on and on. And a lot of these youngsters carrying their teams to great heights. Impressive to watch.
Outside, George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Ben Simmons.
And we all know what George brings offensively, but it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
And the first one at the line is good. And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Cody Zeller's checked in for Griffin. And Devontae Graham subbed in for Vassell. Pass to Hart. Here's Vincent. Back to Hart. Zeller up top. Simmons against Covington. Good try by Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Authoritative move by Simmons, throwing it down on the defense.
And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. And there's the pass to Plumlee. And now that we've gotten a taste of it, Greg, what do you think of the play-in tournament?
I love it. I mean, it definitely has some pros and cons, and you want to keep as many teams as possible engaged down the stretch, but it's a long season, and for some teams, it just got a little bit longer.
Pass to Vincent. Passes it to Hart. Fires the three, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Matthews, he's checked in for Josh Hart.
Clipper substitution.
Clippers have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Here's Preston, guarded by Simmons. Here's Coffey. Doesn't go for it. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. To the middle, intercepted. Graham defending to the inside. Here's Covington. Good D by Matthews. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Pass to Vincent. Outside, Simmons. The pass to Vincent. Back to Simmons. Down low. Plumlee with the steal. Here's Coffey. You know, Steve, we've seen a few times in recent years in Cleveland and Indiana, for example, a new coach gets fired in year 1.
Yes, Kevin, losing a locker room can do that to you. It's embarrassing for those teams. When you know it's not working, you better not delay the inevitable.
Graham dishes to Simmons. Pass to Zeller. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 5th assist in this one.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Plumlee with it. Into the lane.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. The drive by
Yeah, the quickness, the size, and the speed of Simmons, really breathtaking, especially when he's dribbling the rock.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And guys, that block could really help change the momentum of this game.
Covington with the bucket.
It seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Here's Vincent. Passes it to Graham. Outside, Simmons. On the 3 off target.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. 124 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Vincent. Zeller trying to free himself up, and he uses the glass on the lane. Vincent's got 8 points in the quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Spurs.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And this will push their record to 39 wins and a good effort tonight.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins. Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers
for Ben Simmons.
You have to appreciate the unselfishness. He kept the ball moving, kept everyone involved really enjoyable to watch.
To the middle. And there's Zeller. That's good on the assist by Simmons.
And it's just competing, and, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
A smart offensive player. I like watching Covington get interior positioning and look to score.
And here is Simmons. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. We're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.